It's another exciting episode here on Discussion on the Couch, and this is BuzzwellGh. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I go by the name Esther with
Japheth.
And today we'll be discussing on a very interesting and lit topic, and it says 4 reasons why you shouldn't give your girlfriend you're dating money. And then the other one is what it means when she sees your message but doesn't reply. I know you would want to comment on that, so don't forget to send in your comments on our YouTube platform. Let's go for a quick commercial break, and when we're back, we'll continue. Welcome back to Discussion on the Couch here on BuzzwellGh. Let's go straight to today's discussion, and it says what it means when she sees your messages but doesn't reply. Japheth, what do you think about that?
When a lady sees your message,
When your girlfriend sees your
my
message.
girlfriend sees, I think cuts across for all girlfriends. If she's not replying you, she's probably angry or not interested.
So obviously, probably you have done something wrong and
Yeah.
she's angry at you. But how would you know she's even angry at you?
Because like you said, she's not replying your messages, which means that previously she was replying your messages. Now usually ladies vary and probably have a tempo at which they respond to you or communicate to you. So if she's your girlfriend or if she's my girlfriend, then I probably know the tempo at which she communicates with me over time. So if that tempo changes, there's usually something wrong.
So what
And usually it's one of 2 reasons. She's probably fallen out of the relationship, as in losing interest, or something has gone wrong along the line. So the tempo goes off, and then when things settle in, the tempo comes back.
But
So it's one
don't you
of 2
think
reasons.
if a lady is falling off a relationship, probably you should check yourself as a man, or
Oh,
there's
yes,
something you're not really doing right?
It's necessary to check yourself and also to check her. So like I said, it's 2 ways. If the issue is the guy, then you ought to find the reason. If the reason is the lady, then it means she's falling out. She's losing interest. She can be losing interest for the mere fact that she's gotten bored, or she probably rushed into the relationship, or he's not as he expected, or she's just fallen out of love. People do fall out of love without tangible reasons. And then probably based on certain circumstances that have happened, or maybe the kind of treatment she's receiving from the guy has changed, she's sending a signal. So there's usually a reason. But then these reasons are in 2 forms. She's either losing interest or she's lashing out at something.
Okay, so if, for example, I should be the lady and I'm falling off the relationship, you text me, I don't reply, you call me, I don't pick up, what are you going to do next? Are you going to say, okay, she's not actually answering my call, she's not replying, so that's fine, let her go, let me live her life? Or you're going to persist, you have to go forward and then go to her house, check up on her, know the reason why she's not doing that?
Yeah, for every circumstance like that, you need to put in effort. So she's not replying your messages, you can't get across to her, you would have to find her. I'm sure you'd know where she lives. You'd have to go find her, have a discussion with her, and then try to find what the reason is.
Okay.
But if after you've put all the efforts into being good, being yourself, doing right, finding the reason, and there's no tangible reason, and you realize that she's losing interest, you'd have to, spice it up, spice the relationship up, some outings, try to increase communication, do certain things that will get her mind back. But then if her mind is not coming back.
Previously, you were doing the outing, you were doing the communication, but yet.
Yeah, so like I explained, she's probably losing interest, or she has a reason. You can only know when you have engaged her.
Okay.
So for me, I would engage you.
Okay.
If I realize that there's a particular issue or some issues, then we work around it. That's if we're on the same page.
Okay.
Because she probably may think that my acting in a way is wrong. And I also think that my acting in that way is right or is acceptable. Then we are on different pages.
Okay.
So we'd have to have a discussion to understand what the issue is. If the issue makes sense to both of us and we can come on the same page, then we get on the same page.
Okay.
Then we try to rectify the issue. That's when the effort comes in, putting things in place.
Okay.
I miss spicing it up, with some outings, just to make up for the lost time or the lapse. But then after this whole effort thing, if it doesn't work, especially when the issue has to do with the lady just losing interest, you should, as a guy, I would start reconsidering.
Okay, so I'm seeing it from this aspect. If she's your girlfriend, then obviously, probably she's losing interest in you.
Yeah.
But this is the case, she's not your girlfriend. This is a lady friend, and you're texting her, you're calling her, she's not replying, she's not answering. Then obviously, should I say she doesn't have interest? She probably thinks you're into her, and though you have not proposed to her, though.
Yeah.
But maybe she probably thinks you're into her, so okay, I'm not interested, so why should I reply to his messages?
From the little I know, with how ladies, their minds work, how they push around things, usually ladies will be a bit held back when they meet someone for the first time.
Okay.
Or when a guy is coming after them, they hold back, they're trying to hold their dignity, trying to look not cheap,
Why are you saying ladies? Why don't you classify, some ladies, but if you say ladies,
No,
then
generally, we are looking at the general trend.
Oh, okay.
So when we say ladies, for every rule there's an exception. But when we say Ghanaians are hospitable, not every Ghanaian is hospitable. But when we say Ghanaians are hospitable, we are looking at the general trend. When we say ladies, we are looking at the general trend. Okay. We are always looking at the general trend, not the minute section. So ladies in general would, in the beginning, would want to hold back, play hard to get. It's a natural thing. Men, on the other hand, like to hand. So irrespective of the holding back, they still put in some effort.
But I wouldn't want to hold back. So
that's how it should be. If you like someone and he's around, you need to open up. Ease up. That's what the West. That's the level in which the West have moved into. They know within a short time whether they are in for someone or not, right from the first day. I like your vibe, I'm up for it, I'm not. But then in our setting, in the African setting, when you move too quick, it looks, there's a notion that you are cheap because you are not too sure of what. Yeah. So usually for ladies, they try to hold back, they try to give that slow vibe. So that's the first phase. So as a guy, you'd still need to push if you want. And usually the ladies want to be certain. Is the guy just a player? Is he really interested into me? How far is he willing to go? So it's a phase. But usually it's a short phase. If it goes past a few weeks, then she definitely is not interested. Okay. And for me, I wouldn't want to go after a lady who is not interested in me.
But I probably would want to go after a week, just to see if indeed he's really serious.
Yeah, that's why I said. So that's the first phase, and it's a short phase. That phase shouldn't be more than a month. So if I'm trying to get at a lady, talk to her for a month, she's acting slow.
She's observing.
Yeah, that's okay. But after a month,
she's still observing.
No, I'll move on.
But the distance is far. You don't really get close like that. So she needs to really observe.
Close. Now, communicating with someone, you can only build a relationship based on communication, based on frequency, consistency, if you get my point. That's why people have issues with long distance relationships.
Yeah.
Because they can't be sustained without the consistency.
Okay.
So if you and I if we can build a relationship, there must be communication.
Okay.
So I'm trying to know you for a month, and you are not opening up. After a month, obviously you are not interested. Because there are people you meet probably on the first day, and the communication is good. Nobody introduces both of you. Something just comes up. You have a convo, a nice smile, and you have a convo. And before you leave, one is taking the other's number, and right away communication is going on. I would prefer to try to build a relationship with such a person than another lady who is taking quite a long time, because I get the impression that she's not interested.
Okay.
And what I'll be doing after a month is trying to woo her. Every lady can be wooed. Every lady has a price. Everyone can be gotten. You get it?
Yeah.
It's how will I put it? It's a feminine masculine theory.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm asked to go after a lady, if you give me 1 year as a target, no matter how she stretches herself, at some point in time she's gonna open up. But the question is, the lady who is opening up to me in the first month and the lady who is opening up to me in the 12th month, it clearly shows that one is more attracted to me than the other. Naturally, I don't know for other guys, but for me, I would want to go in for a lady who has been interested in me from the very beginning. It gives room to build a stronger relationship than someone who is less interested in me or attracted to me.
Okay.
I would have to put in a lot of effort. We are going to have a lot of differences, those things are facts. So you hear people say, oh, it took me a very long time. If it's taking you a very long time to get to a guy or a girl, I don't think they are cut out for you. You get them eventually, but you won't get that sweet, easy vibe. So you see people who are in relationships and they are always fighting, it's getting toxic. And that's because you are trying to make a nice person who is not cut out for you, your person. You can be a very nice lady with all the attributes I want, and probably we are not cut out for each other. These are things we need to understand as mature people.
Okay.
So for me, with that understanding, it will take me quite a short time to decide how far I would go with you.
Okay, Japheth, let's talk about reasons why a guy shouldn't give a girl money when they're in a relationship. You're a guy, so tell me, why wouldn't you give a lady money?
So for me, that's my take. But what's your take?
To
a
me,
lady should be given money?
Okay. To me, I think you can give the lady money. It's not your responsibility.
Oh.
But then, it shouldn't be all the time. Because I think when you give it to her all the time, Rebecca, so it's like, it's her need. Until the little she doesn't have, why don't you give it to me? You're supposed to buy this for me. You didn't buy it. You're supposed to get me this. It's stuck. It's something you are actually doing, even if you cannot stay with her in marriage. Rebecca in terms say like, in her different world with a different guy, she would disturb the guy, and it's going to really bother the guy. So I think, to me,
so what you're saying is, as a guy, you don't have to give a lady money. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes. So for me, one reason is there is no reason why you should give a lady money.
Not at all.
There's no reason.
At all.
A lady is someone's daughter, and you're also someone's son.
And she's your girlfriend.
And I am her boyfriend. So probably this discussion should have been why a lady should give a guy money.
Why?
I don't see why a guy should give a lady money.
And why should a lady give a guy money?
Not until you are married to a lady. There is no responsibility.
So meaning not until I am married to the guy, I shouldn't give him money either. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. No one is entitled to money from his or her partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a responsibility.
However, you can give a lady money as and when you feel like. Two, I don't even think it should be routine. As and when. For me, I would spend more on a lady I am dating. I'd spend on her, take her outings, gifts and stuff. But to give her money on a regular basis, I wouldn't do that.
Okay. So, in this world, there are some people who are staying with their boyfriends, like permanently.
Yeah.
So in this case, she needs to cook for you guys to eat. She needs to go for shopping. She needs to do some changes in the house. Would you say you won't give her money because of that?
Now, you are talking about, that's upkeep. Money for upkeep is different. So now money for upkeep is something that comes up in marriages.
Okay.
So if a guy and a girl have decided to live as married people, then he ought to.
They are not married.
But if you've decided to live as married people, then you ought to spend like married people.
Okay.
That is why even the law, when you have issues with your girlfriend or in certain legal cases, the lady will be treated like your wife. Because you have been living together. The only difference is that you haven't legalized it.
Okay.
And that is why our pastors and churches will tell us not to live with a lady. If you are not married to a lady, you shouldn't be living with her in the first place. Okay. If you decide to live with a lady as a guy, then you ought to take up that responsibility.
But what is actually wrong for you to live with a lady? I
What
don't really
is
see anything
right?
much. Okay, you can live with a lady, all right.
What is right in living with a lady?
You can live with a lady, all right, but yet you can't. You can decide not to sleep on the same bed.
Wow.
What is wrong with that? I don't
But
see
then at
anything
any
really
time
wrong
you
with
want to
that.
move over to her bed, you can do that.
Obviously, that's an agreement.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, what are you saying, that it's right to live with a lady?
There's nothing wrong. I don't really see. I can stay with my boyfriend. I can live with him, but nothing will go on between us, like in terms of we having sex and stuff.
Nothing's gone. But you know, before I
Oh no, you will control yourself.
for example, are you telling me you can live with a guy for 3 months straight under the same roof and not have anything sexual?
Obviously, something will happen. But then, if you don't control yourself, that is when it will happen. But if you control yourself, why not? I don't really see anything
Now,
for you living.
what's the control you're talking about? You're saying obviously, which means that it's beyond control. When you say
No,
obviously,
no, listen.
what it
listen,
means is
no,
that it's beyond control.
No, you can stay with a guy for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sex will come in, but not all the time.
But one sex, so for example, if a lady is a virgin and then she's had sex only once, a 30-year-old lady who is a virgin,
Mm-hmm.
against another 30-year-old lady who is not a virgin. Now the difference is that one has had sex 5 years ago
Yeah.
and just one sex,
Mm-hmm.
and the other is still a virgin. Are they both virgins?
No.
Yeah. So whether the sex is one is 1,000 times, there is sex, there's intimacy.
You
Yeah.
want to get
So when it
together.
has to do with money, I don't think it's right to give a lady money. If you are living with a lady, that's different. It means that you've pushed your whole relationship to a marriage
form.
level kind of. So if you are living with a lady and she's cooking and you are eating, obviously you have to fend for that as the guy.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is the breadwinner in every home or every relationship. So if you are living with your girlfriend, you would have to spend.
Okay.
If you have decided to, which is not even right in the first place, but if you have decided to, then you have to spend.
But if you're
But
not
if
living
you are not
with
living
her,
together, she lives alone, you live alone. Once in a while, when she needs, usually if she has asked for it, there's a need for it.
But would
can
you
do
have
that.
to wait for her to ask for it?
I am not taking care of my
I know
girlfriend.
you're not taking care
I don't
of
know
her.
why I should be sending
No,
her
I
remittance.
actually know you're not really taking care.
And
She's not your
probably
wife.
she's well to do herself. Why do I have
Okay.
to be sending her my money?
Once in a while, I don't really see anything wrong.
So like
in
I
that.
said, once in a while,
Yeah.
when I feel like
So if you don't
I
feel
will.
like,
If I don't feel,
so the
it's
whole of
not an
your relationship, if you
obligation.
don't really feel like, you will not send her
If there's
money,
no
you will not
need
give
to,
her money.
what I ought to do is to take her out, spend on her gifts as and when. And for me, if I'm
What
doing
if
that,
she doesn't want to go out? She's not interested in
but that's
going
it.
out.
But why would she not be interested in spending time with me outside, but spending my money? It sounds like
She's
a
your
gold digging
girlfriend.
thing for me.
She's your girlfriend.
I'm sensitive to gold digging. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see why I should be giving a lady money, especially when she's also earning something. It's not my responsibility.
So what if,
I am not even sure if I would marry her. It is not my investment to make.
so what if this time around the lady
I
is
can
not
help her from
working?
time to time.
She's not working.
If she's not working, that's a different case. And if she's not working, I would give her as and when, not as a responsibility. I'm not her life support.
Okay.
She's not dating me because of what I can give her. Then that is an arrangement, or that is
Okay.
gold digging, or that's some form of thing. I am getting to know a lady. I am considering if I'd want to spend the rest of my days with her. I am not taking responsibility of her upkeep.
Okay.
So as and when it's conducive for me, if I want to do that on a regular basis, fine. If I want to do that once a while, fine. If I want to do it as and when she asks, that's fine. Whatever a guy wants to do, but emphasis is on the fact that it is not a guy's responsibility to give remittances.
I agree on that. I
At
do
all.
agree on that.
And two, I don't even advise it. Because a lot of the times when you are doing that, what you are showing, you are probably teaching the lady to be very dependent on you,
On you, okay.
which is wrong. Because you'd want her to get on her feet, find a job, get something going for her, learn to manage the little she has. So if you are
So
Keep it
instead of
real.
you
You're
actually
training
giving her the money, you could actually assist her
Yeah.
and help her
Another
to get a
ways.
job
And all
so she
that.
can.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But to make it a regular thing where she's expectant, at a point in time she believes it's her right.
Okay.
She thinks it's your responsibility. And that in time is going to breed issues, especially
Okay.
when you are hard pressed because of projects you're working on and she's demanding. Yeah.
Okay.
It can get frustrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where we'll bring our discussion to an end. You can also follow us on our social media platform. I go by the name Esther, and I'm here with.
Japheth.
See you next time.